So hi friends, in today's video we will discuss about Nokia PSS 64 self view. So in picture you can see here the self view of Nokia PSS 64. So Nokia PSS 64 look like this in NMS, and in real physical scenario it look like this. So this is the self view, or you can see the block diagram of Nokia PSS 64, and this is the real physical view of Nokia PSS 64. In Nokia PSS64, slot 19, 1 and slot 94 is fixed for the power card. Slot 73 and slot 75 is fixed for the controller card, that is FLC first level controller. Slot 71 and slot 72 is fixed for the matrix card. Slot 81, slot 82 and slot 85 and slot 86 is fixed for the BTC bus terminal card. Slot 83 and slot 84 is fixed for the BTC 3T8_1 used for self ID. 4 quadrant is fixed for input output card. So in picture you can see this is the first, this is second, this is third, this is fourth. This is the 4 quadrant. Slot 92 and slot 93 is fixed for the fan module. So before going on the self view, we need to understand what is the half and the full slot concept. So we will discuss in this slide about half and full slot concept. So you can see here, this is the two images. This is the quadrant 1, this is the quadrant 2, this is the quadrant 3, this is the quadrant 4. In the same way, on the second picture, this is the quadrant 1, this is the quadrant 2, this is the quadrant 3, and this is the quadrant 4. So this is the full slot input output card, and this is the half slot input output card. You can see the difference clearly if you notice. Quadrant 4. So if the full slot is used for the any circuit pack or for the any traffic card or any photonic module, then the numbering of the slot is from slot 1 to 8. You can see here, this is the full slot input output card. So in quadrant 1, the numbering is from slot 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And in the same way, in quadrant 2, the numbering is from slot 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. In the same way, in the quadrant 3, the slot is the numbering is from slot 32 to 40. You can see here slot 33 to slot 40. And in the same way, in quadrant 4, the numbering is from slot 41 to slot 42. You can see here slot 41 to slot 48. So this is about the full slot, and here is the half slot input output card. So you can see here in quadrant 1, if any circuit, if the half circuit pack or the traffic card or the any photonic module which is the half slot occupied, so numbering is starting from slot 1 to 8 and slot 17 to 24. You can see here for the quadrant 1, for the half slot input output card, slot 1 to slot 8 and then slot 17 to slot 24. In the same way, in the quadrant 2, the numbering starts from slot 9 to slot 16 and slot 25 to slot 32. In the same way, in quadrant 3, the numbering starts from slot 33 to slot 40 and slot 49 to slot 56. In the same way, in the quadrant 4, the numbering starts from slot 41 to slot 48 and slot 57 to 64. That's why it is called PSS 64, because it has 64 input output card. So this is the concept about half and the full slot. You can see here, this is the full slot, this is the half slot, this is the half slot. So the conclusion is, for unit that occupy more than one slot, always the number of the upper left slot is used for addressing. Suppose this is the slot 1 and this is the slot 17, and any circuit pack occupies both the slot, then the numbering of this slot always start from the upper left. Means this slot will be 1. So this is all about the half and the full slot concept. So moving to the next slide. So this is the self view of PSS64. You can see here, this is for the power supply and filter unit PSFA. This is fan module, this is slot 9 82 and slot 93, which is fixed for the fan module. This is the power supply and filter unit PSSP. This is for slot 94. This is the agnostic matrix card MX_1 slot 71 and slot 72. These two slots is fixed for the matrix card. This is the air filter on the upper, for the upper and for the lower half. This slot 73 and slot 75, these two slots is fixed for the first level controller. You can see here FLC A and FLC B. These two FLC first level controller is in redundancy. This is the quadrant 1, this is the quadrant 2, this is the quadrant 3, this is the quadrant 4. The same half slot and full slot concept will be applied here. You can see here there is a slot 1 to 8, this is a slot 9 to 16, slot 17 to slot 24, slot 25 to slot 32, slot 33 to slot 40, slot 49 to slot 56, slot 41 to slot 48, and slot 57 to 64. This is the quadrant 1, 2, 3, 4, and these all slot is used for the traffic card, or we can say input output card. Here you can see full slot. So if the full slot input output card is used in all the quadrant, then the numbering of the quadrant 1 is from slot 1 to 8, quadrant 2 slot 9 to 16, quadrant 3 slot 30 through 40, and quadrant 4 slot 41 to 48. If the half slot input output card is used, then the numbering for the quadrant 1 is slot 1 to 8, slot 17 to 24, quadrant 2 slot 9 to 16, and slot 25 to 32. Quadrant 3 slot 32 to 40, slot 49 to 56, and quadrant 4 slot 41 to 48, and slot 57 to 64. I have already discussed this in previous slide. This is BTC3 T8_1 slot 83 and slot 84. These BTC3 T8_1, this card is used in slot 83 and slot 84 for the self ID, user self ID. This is the dust filter. This is the bus terminal card, slot 85 and slot 86, slot 81 and slot 82. So slot 81, 82, 85, 86, these four slots is used for the bus terminal card. So this is all about the PSS64 self view. This is the top. On the top there is a high power connection fuse and alarm panel, slot 90. So this is all about the PSS64 self. Thank you.